happen in a single event or series that affects how they deal with social situations. Causes can be intentional human-caused trauma, technological accidents, natural disasters, or repeated stressors. Good luck. We're good.
One of the most common forms of trauma, or effects of trauma, is PTSD. They have flashbacks, reoccurring nightmares of the events. Usually people try to avoid anything that associates them with any memory that could have caused the trauma. Constant irritability, anxiety, insomnia, and lack of concentration, and then detachment from people and surroundings. Rape trauma, these are usually have intense feelings of guilt and shame. And then a big one, which you'll probably see in the classroom, is detachment trauma. That usually comes with adoption, and this video will explain a little bit more about it, but it really happens when they're young and a baby's crying and they don't really get that connection with the mom or the caretaker, and they're kind of always in that flight or fight response. And so, like we talked about a little while ago, they never really think with the frontal lobe. They're kind of always in that emergency state of mind, and it really affects them. And we'll hear a little bit about that right here.
Let's hope. Here. Oh, let's hope we hear. Oh, you're gonna play it off yours?
Yeah, I think it'll work as long as you just
Oh, good idea.
I don't know how loud it's gonna be. Is anyone able to do that?
Is it made as loud as it can? Turn your other speaker up too on the.
Oh, yeah. It's as loud as it goes.
That one and the other one is too?
Yeah, we'll see if I just turned it all the way up.
I can
Yeah.
barely hear it.
Yeah, I can really hear it.
Okay, send it to me and I'll send that out too.
Yeah, and you just have to watch a minute from where, from 46. But yeah, it's when a baby's young, like I said, and it doesn't get that attachment, that trust, and it'll lead to trust issues, and and we'll talk a little bit more about that in the next slide.
Classroom struggles. Kids with PTSDs often have lower IQ scores, so schoolwork at home may be more difficult. And they're more likely to be behind in their comprehending skills to their peers. For detachment trauma, again, which is adoption, they have tendencies to think the teacher's after them, and they're likely to have anger issues and classroom problems.
Some therapy and treatment that is out there and is known to help: cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, direct exploration of the trauma, so talking about it, which can be hard, stress management techniques, correction of cognitive distortions, so if they think something's not the way it really is, and so you're correcting this person's not out to get you, stuff like that. Other techniques, collateral treatments sessions with parents. The worst thing that can be done is to force someone into therapy prior to their incident. Yeah, you don't want to make someone do something they're not going to do.
The teacher's guide for PTSD: avoid any behavior or situations that might lead to an episode. Avoid words or stories that can be related to the child's struggle. Meet with their care provider and get a better understanding of what's happened to them. And that's for PTSD. And for detachment trauma, just consistently work to gain the student's trust and make a connection with them. And then try to understand the student better and try to see where they're coming from.
I can't wait for you to learn more about this tomorrow.
Good.
School provided aid, scheduled weekly times with the school counselor has been shown to help. Allow the student to have trust with an adult at school other than the teacher, so they can talk about their in-classroom problems with someone other than maybe their parents. It helps just to get stuff off their chest. If problems with other students occur, the school could arrange for other means of travel to get to school, school vans. You know, sometimes like on those buses, it can be a lot of stimulation around them, which can lead to stuff that is not good. If the trauma has to do with rape, the school could provide a private changing area for any physical education classes. I know the locker room has that could easily lead to some serious trauma, and especially if being raped, that would really be a traumatic experience, I think.